Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm back home. I'm back home from 10 days away at Caton Bay Holiday Park, aka a Park Dean Caravan Park, um, with my good bud Smithy. Yeah, this is just a post thoughts of the event of it all. My overall thoughts after this vlog. I will be uploading my vlogging material that I accumulated. I didn't do as much as I do explain that during the vlog. I mentioned it a couple of times during it that I've not really done much. Uh, Basically, end of the day, it was a holiday for me, and it was a holiday for Smithy, and it wouldn't have been fair just shoving a camera in his face for the entire thing, and it wouldn't have been unfair on me either. End of the day, it was a breakaway. Smithy's been working and grafting. I've been working hard as well. Not as much. Well, Smithy's been working major hard, much more harder than me because he's been pulling ridiculous shifts or working long days because he's in the building trade, property development and stuff like that. So he has been working multiple different jobs because he works for himself and all. And he says he's been working multiple jobs, and he's been picking up this job and doing little bits here, and then he's been doing fairly big jobs that has been quite time consuming and quite stressful for him. And yeah, so we both needed, because I've been stressed out a little bit as well, and we just both really needed a break. So when we went to Reeton Sands, another which the vlogs are already up, obviously, as you hopefully may have seen. When we went to Reeton Sands, I did vlog a little bit more, but that was mostly because we was with Sam as well, and obviously we kind of did like a little mini celebration for his birthday, because his birthday I think was like just slightly before we went away. So we kind of did like a little unplanned little thing where we got him a cake and put streamers up and balloons up for a joke. So we did that, and but obviously because we had Sam as well, I could kind of bounce off of Sam and Smithy, and we could kind of So there was I did a little bit more material for the Reeton one, where I did a little bit of B-roll as well, where I could kind of put music to it and things like that. For this holiday, there isn't enough for me to really do any B-roll. Well, potentially there could be. I need to have a run through what I've done. I don't exactly know how much I've done. The only stuff I can remember off the top of my head, there's a couple of vlogs on the site or a couple of videos that I did on the site itself, where it wasn't in the caravan, where I did kind of give you an idea of what to expect or come to expect for the actual site itself. I didn't do any recording inside the complex or in the show bar, mostly because there was some little kids around and that, and some people can be a bit funny about that, which is understandable. So things of that nature. But yeah, I mean, end of the day, it was a holiday for both of us, and I did explain that before when I first mentioned about going away. I've mentioned it a few times that I wasn't planning on recording the whole thing. But there's a fair bit. I think there's enough for at least one vlog, I think. So I'll be uploading that in due course while I'm still off from work. Obviously, I'm off now. I'm still off on holiday officially this week. I'll go back on Monday, a week today, and so yeah, it was a good weekend. Week actually, week and a bit because we went for 10 days. But it was good. It was good. It was very much welcome, very much needed. We went a little bit nuts, went a little bit mad. We drank every night. Some nights not as much. We kind of was just more chilled. We only had maybe a couple of pints, but there was a fair few where we went a little bit too bad, and we were pissed. We were pissed as farts. We didn't do anything stupid either. We didn't do anything like break anything or out like that, or cause any problem for security. We didn't do anything like that, which is good. But yeah, we was respectful. At the end of the day, there was other people holidaying there. There was also owners, people that actually own their own static caravans. So you have to be mindful of other people around you as well. So, but yeah, the only thing I will say about it is, obviously, it can't be helped. Obviously it can't be helped with what's been going on, as many of you will be well aware that obviously the Queen sadly passed away. Literally, I think the day I actually left work. I think it was no, it was. I think yeah. I was due to literally finish work, to go on to be officially on holiday, but due to everything going on and the funeral and everything and all the lead up to it and all that, unfortunately, a lot of the entertainment on the site was cancelled. They cancelled the karaoke, even though they did have, I think, 2 nights of karaoke, which was over this past weekend. They brought the karaoke back, but for a majority of the holiday, the karaoke was cancelled. But I'm not all that bothered about that because I'm not a big fan of karaoke personally. I kind of like my music by the artists that perform them. I don't like a good song being completely destroyed by someone who cannot sing or is completely tone deaf. Um, I say that as in jest. I don't mean that as a dig. But anyway, so yeah. So unfortunately, due to everything that's been going on, which is understandable as well, because obviously she was the queen, and it was being respectful. A lot of the live entertainment was cancelled, or there wasn't any acts on, there weren't any bands on, there weren't any comedy or comedians, any stand up, anything like that. There was nothing like that. The only stuff they did have was obviously kid programming, things like that. They also had like game shows where they kind of did these little game show things to get us all kind of involved. There was on this first Saturday night when we first got there, there was a surprise where there was actually a live band act on stage. And we found out that the reason why they were there was because they were booked to perform, and I believe they just still appeared on the site, and they had no choice but to put them on, because it looks like they hadn't cancelled with them, and they actually still arrived as planned. So that's the only reason why they were actually there on the Saturday night. But then on the Saturday night just gone, this past weekend, before we came home, there was another live act on, but it was just three singers, that was doing kind of like just kind of covers of other songs, from like Elvis Presley to Britney Spears to Whitney Houston to Celine Dion and then things like that. So they had that on as well. But in between those two Saturday, the last Saturday, the other Saturday and Saturday just gone, they were the only 2 nights where they actually had some kind of live singers in. But at the end of the day, the entertainment wasn't too bad for what we got. But again, it was completely understandable. The other parks were affected as well. The Butlins ones, the Haven sites like Reeton. We were finding out things that a lot of that everybody got shut down. Everything's been a bit of a whirlwind for a lot of people and businesses and things like that, having to shut and close and things of that nature, because obviously today was treated as a bank holiday for the funeral and all that. But yeah, but with that said, and with all due respect as well to the Queen and everything, that was the only kind of thing that was not as good. We was kind of intrigued to see what Parkdean would offer in entertainment over Haven, and even though they are practically the same thing, that they pretty much are exactly the same thing. But I've never been to a Parkdean resort. I've only ever been to a Butlins. I think when I was younger, as a kid, I've been to Butlins. And I've also been to a couple of Haven sites, and I've also been to some independent sites as well that are not part of that kind of chain of parks. Obviously, when I was a kid, my parents and myself, obviously, they had a touring caravan, just a normal touring caravan. And we used to go on caravan holidays over summer break when I was off from school and things like that. So I'm kind of used to going to these campsites. But I've not really been in statics all that much. This is actually kind of recent, really. Like when we went to Reeton Sands, that was the first time in a long time I've stayed in a static. Especially with two friends as well. And then, but there has been a couple of times where I've been with family, in a static. But yeah, compared to actually being in having our own touring caravan, our own little caravan, I've been in very few statics. But yeah, it was a good holiday. All things considered, it was a good holiday. It was, like I said, it was well needed, very much wanted and needed. I'm practically just, my energy is gone. I'm completely knackered. Smithy is equally as knackered. We've been hammering the sauce a little bit too much this past week, but I'm going to go on a little bit of a detox for a few days or so. Just let myself recover. Just let myself recover, and probably no doubt Smithy will be coming down on the Saturday for the weekend again. So probably might have a couple of drinks or so on Saturday night, or this weekend coming. But apart from that, I'm just going to kind of have a break away from the drink, and we've also, our diet's not been very good either. But when you're on holiday, you eat out, you go out, I mean, we've had fish and chips like 3 times over this past week and a bit. We've had pizza twice. We've had, basically, we also got some food. We took some food to cook as well, to cook at the van. But we managed to do quite well with all that, actually. We had like sausages, bacon, eggs, milk, the basic stuff. And then we got some sauces because we was going to do maybe a curry or something. We bought a whole chicken, things of that nature. That we were going to do, and we managed to get through most of the food. The only stuff that we didn't have was what we did. There was a couple of things in the fridge that we didn't manage to cook, but end of the day, we did quite well. But end of the day, just to end this vlog, it was a good holiday. Very much needed, very much wanted. But yeah, I'm back now, back home. I don't know what I'm going to do tonight or for the rest of the week until I go back to work. I have no idea. I'm just going to play it by ear, I think. Just take it easy, relax, get some sleep. Because that's another thing as well with this holiday. I haven't slept very well this past... The 10 days I've been there, I haven't slept very well. It had nothing to do with the beds. The beds were quite comfortable. The settee, that basically the furniture in the van was actually quite comfortable. It was just, I'm quite a light sleeper, and when you're in a caravan or static, any of that, the walls are obviously a hell of a lot lighter, a lot more. Yeah, they're you hear more. You hear a lot of stuff going on outside the van very easily. You know, you could hear something happening from about five vans down, or at the bottom of your where you are, where you're pitched. You could hear literally everything. And I had a very loud family or a couple of people that were literally just adjacent to where my room was. And all I could hear was them slamming car doors early in the morning, kids screaming. End of the day, the kids on holiday. I'm not gonna cause a problem. The kids just being kids, but there was a lot of arguing going on. There was parents having a go at kids, and I was just like, it's like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, for crying out loud, you know. Then there was a guy, yeah, okay, he was doing his job. You know, he's a maintenance guy, you know, cutting the grass, but I could understand that maybe once, but for some reason, the same guy did it the next morning as well, and it was like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and it was fucking loud. Freaking hedge trimmer and a freaking motorised grass cutter and everything, and that's all we could hear, and I could not sleep whatsoever when he was doing all that, and I could understand, you know, with all due respect and all, you know, he was just doing his job, you know, and he has you know, unfortunately, it was an early start him doing it, but it's just, yeah, I've just with all the noise going on outside and picking up on people just walking by and just kids running about, which you can expect on a site like that. I understand, but that's the only thing is that's, you know, I'm quite a light sleeper, and it takes me all my time to get to sleep as it is, and I think I've probably averaged about max of about 4, 5, maybe between 4 or 5 hours sleep per night if I'm lucky. By the time I've actually have got to sleep properly, and actually waking up, I think I've averaged between 4 to 5 hours a night over the whole thing. Um, so yeah, I haven't really had that much sleep. Enough 5 to 6 hours is actually considered a good night to some people, but I need at least 7, 8 max. At least I need at least 8 hours, for it to justify as a good night's sleep. But you know, at the end of the day, it was alright. But like I say, I'm off now until go back to work on Monday, the week today. So now I'm home, back in my own bed and everything. I might be able to have a much better sleep, and you know, try and get some decent rest, and then lay off the drink a little bit more. I'm not going to have any tonight. I don't think I'll have any tomorrow night either. Just going to let everything settle, and then back to normal food instead of just junk food all like I've been while I've been away. But yeah, so that's it for today's vlog. Thank you ever so much for watching, and again, thank you ever so much for your support on both of my channels. I really do appreciate it. So probably tomorrow I will probably be uploading my actual holiday vlog. So don't expect anything special. I'm just going to put that blatantly out there. And no doubt people will enjoy it. But end of the day, it's not as good. I don't think it's as good as the Reeton one, because the Reeton one, I think I managed to get about two, maybe. I think I managed to average 3 videos out of what I did. And we was only there a week. We did 10 days this time, and was only there a week at Reeton. But I managed to average I did enough material for 3 vlogs. But this video for what I did at this holiday, possibly I might be able to get everything in one, or potentially I could maybe edit it to 2. It depends. But anyway, no doubt you'll enjoy it nonetheless, and I'm sure you will. But that will probably be uploaded tomorrow. So everybody, have a great evening, rest of your evening, and hope you have a good week. Everything's okay with yourselves. But I will be back soon. Also, on my TF Nosy channel, I'm probably going to be doing, obviously, TF Nation Minicon, as the tickets have finally gone on sale. I've already bought my ticket. I will be going. I will be there. So anybody else that are thinking of going to Manchester for TF Nation Minicon, I hope to see you there. I've bought my ticket. I bought mine literally the day of them going live. Also, they've announced the first guest of honour. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to see if there's any more information throughout the week, any more announcements and guest related, and then I'm probably gonna start doing some TF Nation Minicon announcement videos. I'm gonna probably do those to help them out with this as well, because this is literally the very first one-day mini event that the TFN crew have actually done or organised. And the fact that this is actually to kind of help them out a little bit more, because obviously with COVID and all that, and having to cancel 2 events back to back, even though TFN was on August just gone this year, they did it was successful. They had a lot of people through the door, a lot of tickets bought and sold and things, but this is more or less kind of to help them out a little bit more, so that hopefully we will have a TF Nation in August in the future, hopefully next year or year after, whatever. Is to hopefully try and keep TF Nation going a little bit longer. So I am more than happy to help Billy and the rest of the TFN crew as much as I can to just try and help promote this little mini event that's happening, this little meet-up one day TFN Minicon next year in Manchester. So I will probably, like I say, I've got to keep my eye open to any more announcements in regards to that. If there is any of this next week or so, I will be starting those videos as well up until March as well. So there's a little announcement for you, but hopefully as well, while I'm off, I'm going to get some reviews up as well. Probably while I'm chilling out and not doing much, or if I've not got anything happening or anything on this week that just happens to pop up, that's life for you. I hope to try and get some reviews done and get some reviews out for you guys as well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you soon, people. And hope to see most of you in Manchester in March next year. If not, maybe August. I hope so. But anyway, see you soon, people. Bye-bye.